Morning guys, so today I'm just going to take you along my day. Not much is planned. We are in lockdown in London, as you probably know, so not much is happening. This morning has been just really super slow, and I'm about to have a blood test done, and I have a midwife that's coming at home to do the blood test, so I'm waiting for her to come anytime now. Oh, actually that might be her. Okay, I'll be back. I just finished my midwife appointment, had the blood test and everything done, so that's done. I have a war wound. It wasn't that bad. Okay, so I'm done with the midwife appointment, and I am going to do some bread now because we have run out of our sourdough, and sourdough takes just a little bit too much time sometimes, so I like to do just like a normal quick bread with instant yeast, and I just follow my grandmother's recipe. I mean, I'm sure it's just quite a normal recipe to make bread, so but I'll share with you. It's super easy and super simple and makes just delicious bread. Yeah, so let's just do a little follow along. So what you're going to need is a big bowl to mix everything in, and then to measure I'm just using my electric scales. You're going to need some instant yeast. We get our flours from our local bakery, so it's all kind of organic, and they make the flour themselves on site, which is awesome. I've divided my recipe just to make 2 loaves because we are actually going to also make sourdough later this week. So you're going to need like these kind of loaf tins. So in terms of ingredients, you're going to need, so to make 2 loaves, so if you want to make more, just obviously double it. But to make 2 loaves, I'm going to use 750 grams of flour, and then I've got to note it down here because I had to like do the maths and then note it down because I would have forgotten otherwise. And then you need 470 grams of lukewarm water, and then I'm going to do about half a teaspoon of yeast, instant yeast. So let's do it. So we're just going to measure everything up. So we're going to start with, what did I say, 750 grams of flour. With that, we're going to add the instant yeast, and we're going to do about half a teaspoon. Do 4 grams. So when you're making bread, it's super important to not use any metal because yeast doesn't like metals. So we're just going to mix this up, reset the scales. I'm just going to add my lukewarm water. You want it to be like kind of bath temperature. Just going to add in, what did I say, 475 grams of water. So I'm going to go slow. I'm going to start mixing this all together I'm going to start mixing it together with a spoon, and then I'll just go in with my hands. I just love making bread. It's just like such a therapeutic thing to do. It's almost like a meditation, I swear. So I'm just going to now knead this together into like until it forms like a ball, and I'm going to like knead it for almost 10 minutes, like 5-10 minutes. Okay, so once you've been kneading for about 5-10 minutes and you see that your dough has formed into this beautiful ball, and you press it and you can see it kind of bouncing back. Oh, a little bit of Nemo's head. Then I'm just going to cover the bowl with a damp, clean tea towel. This is clean, I promise. It's just a stain that doesn't go away. And I'm going to place this in the warmest spot in our house, which is our like utility cupboard. It's such a gloomy, rainy day today, and this doggo is obviously very sleepy. Michael takes him on a big run. They've started running together every other day or like multiple times a week since maybe this summer, and they're doing really well together, and he absolutely loves it, and he's just so cute. And they've done like some serious runs, like they average like 10-13k, and the other day they did 21k, which he was just like amazing at. He has so much energy and loves it, but then he does sleep very well during the day. I have some work to do, and let's just show you the reality of what my desk situation is at the minute. It's just like a mess, and I have to organize a little bit more. Normally I just sit there at the back, but at the minute I've been just kind of on the table, but I need to organize. There's just a lot going on, and I have some admin stuff to do today, like life admin, and I'm like doing my British passport and all that. It's just very exciting stuff. And I don't know why there's a pair of socks on the table. It's clean, don't worry. And yeah, and also I have to prepare some stuff for some client calls tomorrow and continue ticking things off our baby to-do list. So at the minute I'm trying to slowly tackle our baby to-do list. So in my phone, that's also shared with Michael, I have a list for things that we actually need to buy and that like are essentials, for both, you know, in terms of like clothes and things for the baby, but also like practical things like, I don't know, bath support and some thermometer and things like that, and then things that I will need for myself, for, you know, labor, birth and postpartum. And then we have a different list which is for more like to do things, not things to buy, but more like things we'd like to get done around the house, or generally like the courses we'd like to do, and things we kind of need to tick off before baby comes. And so we're just kind of trying to slowly tackle both of those lists. Yesterday I did a bunch of research for the things that I want to buy, and I think I mentioned that in my like second trimester update, I just don't want to go overboard and just buy so much stuff and then we're not going to need it. So I've been asking all my girlfriends to kind of give me like what their essentials were, and I'm kind of putting it together with what I think will fit for us. And yeah, and I feel like I have a good idea. The only thing I'm struggling with is like sizes for clothing, because I literally don't, like, you just don't know how big your baby is going to come out really. And like the sizes in baby clothes is so confusing, and all the brands have different sizes and ways to like size things, and I'm just so confused. So that's the only thing where I'm just like a bit like, I don't want to just buy a lot of like newborn size things when when maybe our baby is never going to fit in that. Anyway, so my point is I need to tackle some of that, and so that's been on my to-do list for this week, as well as just kind of updating my website, which I haven't really been very good at since the beginning of this year, but I did post a waffle recipe last week, so if you haven't checked it out, really good. But I do want to kind of do at least like 1 or 2 blog posts a week, and I would also like to do 1 vlog a week. So yeah, you're gonna have to hold me accountable for this, because I need to just my main issue is just being consistent with things, and especially with content, is just kind of keep going, keep the rhythm, and I just tend to like forget, or you know, especially with vlogs, I tend to forget to pick up the camera, and then it's the end of the week and I'm like, oh damn, I didn't do it. So I just need to be like a little bit more consistent. That's kind of what I want to be focusing on in terms of my business and content creation, is consistency. Okay, so the bread is still rising. I'm just going to do a few things here. I'm not going to bore you because it's just going to be me tip-tapping on my laptop. But yeah, we'll check in later. Okay, it's lunchtime and I'm starving, so I'm going to have some of this leftover Caesar salad we had yesterday, some leftover black bean hummus, and because I'm a bit late on making the bread, I am going to use some frozen sourdough. So sometimes when we have leftover sourdough, we just cut it into slices, pop it in this bag and just freeze it, and it just makes great toast. Okay, so this is just a little snapshot of my lunch. The leftover Caesar salad, toast with black bean hummus, a little bit of RT vegan tofu ricotta, and some Tabasco. And I will probably most definitely have seconds. So just a reminder then, when you look at like what I eat in a day type of videos, or you know, if I show anything that I'm eating, just a reminder that I'd never show really when I'm having seconds or thirds. So don't look at the quantities ever. And yeah, it's just to give you ideas of like meal combos and what you can do with certain ingredients, but just quantity wise, this is a small plate, and I'm going to definitely have more, and I will probably also have some of the fresh bread that I'm just waiting to bake. Okay, the big reveal. Oh my god, it looks beautiful. That's it after 1 hour of rising, and now I'm just going to plop this onto a clean floured surface. I need to do that. And it's all beautiful and has risen loads. It's very airy. So now what we're going to do is just kind of, I did put quite a lot of flour on here, but we're going to put it on there and kind of knock the dough back. We're not really going to knead it that much. It's just to kind of, now we're going to shape it, divide it, shape it into 2 loaves that we're going to put into the tins. So I'm getting as much of the dough as possible. Oh, I love making bread. It's just so satisfying. Okay, so we need the tins, and I think I'm going to turn this into 2 breads. So we'll just need 2 of those, and I am going to oil them up a little bit. I'm going to use some avocado oil, but you could use vegetable oil, you could use vegan butter, just something to grease it up a little bit. So we're just going to divide it into 2, because I'm just going to make, I think this will be 2 big loaves, hopefully not too big. Roughly, I mean, you could just take out your scales and measure this up so it's equal, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it. And you take your tin and you're just kind of like, I'm just going to gently form it into, you know, a big sausage. And then I'm just going to plop it in the tin like this, put it aside, do the same with this guy. Oh, so satisfying. Also, oh, it just smells so good. Oh, it's nothing better than fresh bread. Also, this bread is just relatively really quick to make, so just just such a nice thing to have for breakfast, for example. Okay, so we've shaped and placed both of our little loaves in there, and now we're going to cover it up again with a damp tea towel, and I'm going to place it again in the warm spot, and we are going to let them rise up again in the tins for 30 minutes while the oven is preheating. And once they'll be kind of puffy again, we'll pop them in. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. Okay, it's been half an hour, and as you can see, they're kind of all puffy and look really good. Once they're out of the oven, you're going to want to take them out of the tin straight away. Oh, perfect. So see, the bottom is kind of all nice and golden and beautiful, and there's a nice crust, and oh, it just smells so good. I can't wait to get into them. I am going to wait for them to cool down a little bit, and then I will have a little piece with some, while it's still warm, with some butter, because that's just the best thing. All right. Also, something I forgot to mention is that you could have added some seeds to this, and I actually do quite like doing that. Just like, I don't know if I can show you, I just have, I have a little bit left in this. It's like a multi-seed kind of mix with like pumpkin seeds, linseeds, sunflower seeds. Anyway, I would, if you wanted to make it like into a seedy bread, just add some at the flour stage, like before you just add your water and everything, just add the seeds in with your flour. I don't know about quantities, I would just eyeball just when it looks like enough, but I would say maybe like, I don't know, a cup maybe, or half a cup. This morning I asked you guys what kind of vlogs you like to see and what you kind of like to watch on YouTube, because I said I love kind of simple day in the life kind of vlogs, and that's the kind of thing I love to watch on people's channels. And I know I follow people who just kind of post just day in the life vlogs that are like kind of a bit samey, but I just love that. And like, I don't know if it's like because I'm nosy or just anyway, but I was interested to see what you guys love to watch and what you'd like to see. And there's a bunch of what I eat in a day. There is, what did you guys say, sourdough making vlog. So I've just made bread, not sourdough, so sorry to disappoint. I don't know if I'm like the best person to do a sourdough video, because we're literally still, I feel like we're still learning. But I could just include it in one of the vlogs for sure. Apartment tour, I have a few like home tours, and yeah, I guess I could do that. I don't know, I've always felt a little bit like it's our private space, and I do show, obviously you see quite a bit of the house anyway, but I guess like there isn't much you haven't seen, so I could just do like a little walk around, maybe when the house is like tidied up and not an absolute mess. And what else do you guys want to see? Recipes. There's a bunch of recipes in what I eat in a day, which I love doing as well. But as I mentioned, I know that some like what I eat in a day can be quite triggering for people, and but I don't see them like that, and I don't watch them like that. I watch them more as like inspiration for ideas of what to eat, and so I never want you to kind of see those and think this is exactly how I have to eat, and this is exactly, I have to eat exactly that way, or exactly that portion, or whatever, because that's not at all what it is about. For me, like, I think it's so interesting when you are not plant-based, or you want to go plant-based and transition, and you want to have ideas and inspiration for meals, and you want to see what it could look like over a day. And I think that it helps a lot. And I know that when I transitioned, I watched a lot of these videos just to kind of give me an idea of, like, I could relate to certain people and how they ate, and like, okay, like I could actually make this happen, and that looks delicious, and I could actually see myself eating that way. But it's never kind of in a way of like, oh my gosh, I must copy exactly what they're eating, because, you know, we're all so different, and we need different things, and we need different portions, and etc. So something to keep in mind. But so I do love doing them, and that's why whenever I do like day in the life, I do still include kind of like what I eat. But yeah, I'll just continue doing that. But I just wanted to just clarify that. A few kind of like neighborhood tours, which at the minute, really, there's no point in me doing a neighborhood tour. Like, everything is shut down, and, you know, there's just like, sadly, it's just not the same, really. Like, all the small businesses and everything are shut, and it's just really sad. So, but when the days are looking better, and we're not in lockdown anymore, and it's sunnier, and, you know, we're just like approaching spring, then maybe I will do kind of like a, you know, more like walk around with me kind of vlog. But yeah, generally, anyway, lots of you also like day in the life kind of vlogs, so that was interesting to know. Also, I think that next vlog I will update you on my kind of bullet journal system and all of that, because I know a few of you requested it, and I haven't actually started my 2021 bullet journal, because this one has come to an end, and basically I'm stuck at the point where I need to decide if I want to get this same journal, which is like Majori, I think is the brand. It's like a Japanese brand, and it's just such a good notebook, or if I just wanted to get this one, which is like just a paper chase normal journal, but I bought it by mistake in dots rather than squares, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. So I need to decide whether I want to keep that just for like my morning pages, and then get something else like this one for bullet journal. Decisions, guys, decisions. Michael is having a late lunch, and I'm probably going to have a second lunch with some mashed avo, cut up red peppers, and some of this new bread. I can't wait to dig into it. Okay, the moment of truth. Okay, it's looking good. Flaky salt. Show you what Michael is having for his lunch, because it's so random. The bread, the black bean hummus, some mashed avo, some fresh peppers. What are you doing?
Adding some sprinkles.
And literally making the biggest mess. Red peppers, and then some leftover satay sauce. And apparently some seeds. I mean, that is just so random. But anyway, I'm sure it'll be good. Okay, for full transparency of what I'm eating, I'm currently dipping these bits of peppers in the satay sauce. I'm not being weird like Michael and putting it on my toast. And I'm having some more bread with some avocado this time. Because when you bake fresh bread, it's impossible not to have like the entire loaf in one go. But really happy with it. This is such a quick bread, and so much better than store-bought. And I still prefer sourdough. I find sourdough to digest much easier and to be much better for your gut overall. But if you use really good flour, and I recommend buying like the nicest flour you can get, you know, organic, and just buying something that isn't completely bleached and deprived of any nutrients. And this is just such a wonderful, easy bread. So yeah, highly recommend if you've never done it yourself. Are you waiting for something? Is it dinner? This dog has swallowed a clock. Seriously. Okay, dinner time, and then we kind of have to go walkies soon. He loves his food. I mean, obsessed with it. But I always add nutritional yeast on top. It's really good for them, and he loves it. And sometimes extra veggies or extra bits we have. Okay, wait there, wait. Okay, go. It's so gloomy and cold and wet, and there's literally no one in the park but me and you. Come here. I know you don't want to be wet. Come on. Okay, wait there. It's just you're so much. Okay, so it's now 6 o'clock and I am going to start preparing dinner. We tend to have dinner quite early since I've been pregnant because I'm hungry and ravenous early, so and I prefer to just eat early and then, you know, not going to bed with a full stomach and then wake up early. So that's what we're doing, and tonight I'm making a very exciting dinner. So I think I mentioned earlier that I shared a waffle recipe last week on my blog. I will share the recipe link down below, but it's a waffle recipe, like Belgian style waffles that are super fluffy, but you can turn them into blinis, which is what we're going to do tonight. So basically all I do is just follow exactly the same recipe but just take out the maple syrup, so they're not sweet, they're just more kind of savory. I make them like blinis in a non-stick pan. So, and we're going to have those with carrot lox from RT Vegan. I will show you. I don't know if it's focusing. So this is basically like vegan smoked salmon kind of equivalent. We had this over Christmas and it was just like so good. I haven't stopped thinking about it since then. We need to let it rise for an hour, and as you'll see in the recipe, you have the option, if you're really in a rush, to add some baking powder to just activate it and do it in less than an hour. But if you really want a deep kind of yeasty flavor, the longer you leave it, the better. And you can actually make this ahead of time. You can make it like, if I wanted waffles for tomorrow morning, for example, I would make this, let it rise for an hour, then put it in the fridge, and then make the waffles in the morning. But we're making blinis, so totally different story. And we're just going to let it rise for an hour, and then probably time to cook dinner. The batter has been bubbling up for just under an hour, and as you can see, it's all really airy and bubbly. Okay, so to make them, you're basically making them like pancakes. You're just kind of scooping them out onto a non-stick pan with a tiny bit of oil on a medium heat, and I just kind of help them to spread out because they are really thick. They're not like a pancake batter where you can easily just smooth it, so you just need a little help with a spatula, which has gone all golden and delicious, and as you can see, it's kind of fluffy and bubbly inside, and that's going to be so good. And there you have it. And this is literally like one of my favorite things in the world. Having some post-dinner chocolate with herbal tea. And if you haven't had this chocolate before, you have to try it. It's so good. Okay, I don't know if you can hear me because the kettle is going on, but I'm going to just stop this vlog here because I'm really tired and nothing really else is going to happen. I'm going to go run myself a bath and then go to bed and read my book. But chocolate first. I hope you liked this. I don't know how long this is going to be, probably really long because I did 2 recipes. So, but let me know if you've tried these in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you liked it. I will keep coming with more daily vlogs. So yeah, I'll see you very soon. Bye.